Hello students, welcome to Affairscloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana and many more. Not just this, apart from this we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students.
Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for 18th of January. The session will be quite interesting, so do pay attention till the end. Let's start. First question is, which state is the best performing state in startup ranking 2022? Which state is or are the best performing states in startup ranking 2023? So which are the states, or which is that single state? So remember, there are three states: Gujarat, Kerala and Karnataka. These states are the top performing states in startup ranking 2022. National Startup Day. When do we observe National Startup Day? It is observed on 16th of January, right? And this year it was the 8th edition of this National Startup Day that was observed on 16th of January 2024, right? During this only this startup rankings were released, and Gujarat, Kerala and Karnataka has emerged as the best states in terms of your startup ranking. All right, or we can say they emerged as the best performing states in category A for developing startups ecosystem. Basically category A is the category or location where the population is above 1 CR. Correct. For category B, which is the best performing state, here Himachal Pradesh turned out to be the best performing state for category B, and category B is where population is less than 1 CR. Correct. Then remember, these were your 8th edition of the National Startup Day, and they here during this only national awards were also presented, right? National Startup Awards 2023 were also announced, and they were the 4th edition of the National Startup Awards that were announced here. Correct. They were declared by Startup India DPIIT during the event that was held at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. Correct. For if we talk about DPIIT, who is the secretary here? Rajesh Kumar Singh. Where is the headquarter of DPIIT? It is in New Delhi. Next thing, if I ask you, tell me recently, Sunflower Initiative. Sunflower Initiative, this was launched by which airport? It was launched by Delhi Airport. Right? Then Bharat Gaurav Tourist. Bharat Gaurav Tourist. This is an initiative that was launched by whom? It was launched by Indian Railways in collaboration with IRCTC. Right? Then India, along with which country, signed an MOU in order to set up a dynamic startup ecosystem. So India and USA, they recently signed a memorandum of understanding in order to set up or connect a dynamic startup ecosystem. Moving on. Next, who has approved the proposal to launch group insurance scheme for CPLs engaged by BRO? What are these CPLs? CPL basically stands for your CPL, casual paid labors. Casual paid labors. So remember recently Rajnath Singh, our defense minister, has approved the proposal to launch a group insurance scheme for these casual paid laborers that are engaged by BRO, that is your border road organization. The scheme provides 10 lakh rupees as insurance to these CPL's family or to the next of the kin of the in the case of a death. So 10 lakh rupees of insurance money will be provided in case this person, this casual paid labor is met with an accident or died. So his family or next of kin in the case of a death will be provided with 10 lakh rupees, and this is the insurance that we are talking about here, right? Then apart from this, preservation of mortal remains, that is transport for your ambulances, that will be provided. Then funeral assistance increased from 1000 rupees to 10,000 rupees in such cases. Apart from this, 50,000 rupees advance payment for immediate help in the case of death will also be provided here. So Rajnath Singh has approved the proposal to launch a group insurance scheme for this casual paid laborers that are engaged by BRO, that is your border road organization, right? Apart from this, tell me which edition of international or which edition of India International Trade Fair was held recently. Which was the edition? It was 42nd edition held at Pragati Maidan, that is in New Delhi. Right? Then 2 day long global fisheries conference was held. Where was this held? Ahmedabad. Where was this held? In Ahmedabad. Then 54th edition of International Film Festival of India. Where was this held? This was held in Goa. 54th edition of International Film Festival of India in Goa. India International Trade Fair in Pragati Maidan in New Delhi, and it was the 42nd edition. Next, which Indian naval ship were decommissioned in Andaman and Nicobar Island recently? So 3 INS were decommissioned. They are INS Cheetah, INS Guldar and INS Khumbir. These are the 3 Indian naval ships. They were decommissioned recently in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Right? All these 3 ships, they have served for more than 40 years, correct, to service to India, and now they were decommissioned. Right? The next thing, all these 3 ships, they were built by Gadiana shipyard, and this Gdynia shipyard, this is in Poland, correct, and they have been recently decommissioned. Right? Take a note of it. These ships, they have traveled more than 17 lakh nautical miles, and they have spent more than 12,300 days at sea. Moving on. Next, here you can see INS Cheetah, Guldar and INS Kumbir. They were recently decommissioned in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Next, tell me recently Sea Buckthorn. Sea Buckthorn. This is the product that recently got the GI tag from Ladakh. Right? Then Every Right for Every Child campaign. Every Right for Every Child. This is the name of the campaign launched by which state? It was launched by Uttar Pradesh. Right? The next thing, tell me which city has stopped the women-led startups? Which city has stopped in the women-led startup ecosystem? It is Bangalore. It is Bangalore. Next. Next is according to Niti Aayog, how many people moved out of multidimensional poverty in the last 9 years? So recently a report was released by Niti Aayog. This is on the National Multidimensional Poverty Index, that is MPI, right? National Multidimensional Poverty Index. This was released by Niti Aayog, and it stated that between the time period of 2013-14 to 22-23, we saw a reduction of almost 24.82 crore people that have moved out of multidimensional poverty, right? So 24.82 crore people moved out of multidimensional poverty in the last 9 years, that is from 2013-14 to 2022-23. Who is the chairman of Niti Aayog here? Narendra Modi. Chief Executive Officer BVR Subramaniam. Headquarter of Niti Aayog, it is in New Delhi. Right? And when was Niti Aayog formed? On 1st of January 2015. Correct? Next. Next is DEPW, that is Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disability, that comes under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and your National Human Resource Development Network. They have recently signed a memorandum of understanding to provide employment opportunities for the persons with disability. So I repeat, Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disability and National Human Resource Development Network, they both came together and they have signed a memorandum of understanding where they will be providing employment opportunities for the persons with disability. The employment opportunities will be offered through PM Daksh DEPW digital portal of DEPW by connecting with human resource professionals across India and providing them with the job opportunities to these Divyangans, that is the persons with disability. Right? Take a note. Next is international affairs. Recently, Niti Aayog and WFP, that is World Food Program, they have launched a compendium featuring the field stories showcasing the use of millets in Asian and African countries, including India, in New Delhi. The launch also marks the successful completion of mapping and exchange of good practices initiative for millets mainstreaming in Asia and Africa, and this MEGP, that is mapping or and exchange of good practices, started in July 2022, and it is a joint initiative of Niti Aayog and World Food Program. Right? Take a note of this. Then remember, UN declared the year 2023 as the International Year of the Millets, and it was to increase the use of millets across the world as it is a hardy crop and fibrous and nutritious crop. Even Rajnath Singh, he promoted the use of millets in the food of armed forces. Right? So, Niti Aayog and World Food Program launched a compendium on mainstreaming of the millets in Asia and Africa. Next is DLAB, the DLabs at ISB, that is Indian School of Business in Hyderabad, Telangana. They have launched Build for Billions. This is a startup accelerator program in collaboration with RBI Hub and Union Bank of India. I repeat, DLabs. This is at Indian School of Business in Hyderabad, Telangana, and they have launched Build for Billions. Right? This is a startup accelerator program that was jointly built by RBI Hub and your Union Bank of India. As the name suggests, startup accelerator, this will be helping various startups to grow. It is themed around financial inclusion for the informal economy by address the gap between the financial services and the informal economy. That means they will be helping these startups to grow. They will be talking them about various financial decisions that they need to take while growing in a startup. Then they will be helping various gig workers, migrant workers, domestic workers, street vendors, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, your construction workers, right? And they will be helping them to grow their business from start. Right? Then this will be a 50-day long equity free accelerator program that will be helping these small businesses in by providing mentorship, capacity building, providing them with resources, providing them with networking, right? And also to pitch to various banks and investors, right? They will be acting as a bridge to help those businesses grow. Correct. If we talk about RBI hub, who is the chief executive officer here? Rajesh Bansal. Headquarters in Bangalore, Karnataka. Next, SEBI allowed voluntary freezing of clients' trading account from. So, SEBI, they have recently notified the investors will be allowed to freeze or block their trading account under any suspicious activity is detected. And for this will be starting from when? From 1st of July 2024. Right? Mark this. And this will be implemented from 1st of July 2024. Next, remember this framework outlines the process for voluntary freezing online access to trading accounts. This will include details on how clients can request account blocking, processing time frame and communication protocol. Right? The reason is that investors' concerns over suspicious activities in trading accounts resulted to propose a facility for blocking such accounts. While voluntary blocking of demat account is already in place for investors, the proposal now extends this option to the trading accounts as well. Correct? Next, if we talk about SEBI, who is the chairperson? Madhabi Puri Buck, headquarter Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next, Next is KBL, that is Karnataka Bank Limited, and NBFC Clicks Capital. They have entered into a co-lending partnership for helping the MSMEs grow. I repeat, KBL and Gurugram Haryana based NBFC Clicks Capital Service Private Limited. They have entered into a digital co-lending partnership. The partnership aims to provide loans to the Indian MSME sector through UB Co-lend platform, and the agreement is in line with RBI's guideline on co-lending by banks and NBFC's priority sector. Right? Next is RBI. They have cancelled the license of Karnataka's Hiriyur Urban Cooperative Bank. I repeat, RBI. They have cancelled the license of Karnataka-based the Hiriyur Urban Cooperative Bank Limited, as the bank does not have the adequate capital and earning prospectus. So recently their license has been cancelled. So mark this, whose license? Karnataka's Hiriyur Urban Cooperative Bank's license has been cancelled. Next is REC, that is Rural Electrification Corporation Limited. This is a Maharatna CPSE that comes under the Ministry of Power. They have successfully issued the inaugural Japanese yen, that is 61.1 billion worth of green bonds under their $10 billion global medium-term notes program. I repeat, REC Limited, they issued inaugural yen-dominated green bonds aggregating to 61.1 billion Japanese yen. This is the first Japanese yen green bond issued by any Indian public sector unit, and the bond is issued in 3 tenures, namely 5-year, 5.25 year and 10 year at a yield of 1.76%, 1.79 and 2.2% respectively. And this is the largest yen dominated issuance from India and the largest ever euro yen issuance in South and Southeast Asia. How much amount? 61.1 billion Japanese yen. Next is Taiwan's VP William Lai Ching-te has won the presidential election. As you can see him in the picture, William Lai Ching-te, 64 years of age, right? And he has won the election and he will be now the new president of Taiwan. Right? Next, if I ask you, tell me some important days. Say for example, when do we observe International Men's Day? When do we observe this? On 19th of November. On 17th of November, we observe International Students' Day. Right? Then apart from this, tell me, which team won the ICC Cricket World Cup? Won by Australia. Who won Las Vegas Grand Prix? Won by Max Verstappen. Then tell me, Vajra Prahar, this is the name of the exercise that was held in Umroi, Meghalaya in India. It was held between India and USA. Vajra Prahar. Next is obituary. Recently, Padma Vibhushan awardee And a classical singer, Prabha Atre, as you can see her in the picture, recently passed away. Dr. Prabha Atre, a very famous Hindustani classical vocalist. She received 3 Padma Awards. She passed away at the age of 92 in Pune, Maharashtra. Right? Then she was honored with Padma Shri in 1990, Padma Bhushan in 2002, Padma Vibhushan in 2022 in the field of arts, and she recently passed away. Then in 1991 she was also honored with Sangeet Natak Academy Award. Next is Reon Urdu poet Munawar Rana, as you can see him in the picture. He recently passed away at the age of 71 in Lucknow, UP. He was born on 26th of November 1952 in Rai Bareli in UP. Right, he was very famous for his ghazals, a poetic form consisting of rhythms. We know ghazals, right? So for ghazals, he was very famous. He was also honored with Sahitya Academy Award in 2014 for his poetry Shabd Daba, right? And he recently passed away. Next is important days. 8th edition of Armed Force Veteran Day was observed on 14th of January. I repeat, or we can say, when do we observe your Armed Force Veteran Day? It is observed on 14th of January, and it is to honor and recognize the service of Field Marshal M. Cariappa, the first Indian Commander-in-Chief of Indian Armed Force, right? He retired from the military on 14th of January 1953, and in his memory we observed Armed Force Veterans Day, that is observed on 14th of January. Right? And this year in 2024 it was the 8th edition of the Armed Force Veterans Day observed. Next is your Army Day. On 15th of January we observe Indian Army Day, right? This was the 76th edition of the Indian Army Day that was observed, and this is observed to salute the brave soldiers of Indian Army who fought at borders and sacrificed their lives to safeguard the nation from the attack of enemies. And 15th of January 2024, it marks the observance of the 76th Indian Army Day. And remember, Indian Army will observe the year 2024 as the year of the technology absorption. So friends, these were your important current affairs for the day. Now let's go for a quick one-liner revision. Gujarat, Kerala and Karnataka, they are the best performing states in Startup Ranking 2022, and 4th edition of the National Startup Awards were also announced at an event that was held at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. Then Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has approved proposal to launch group term insurance scheme for casual paid labourers engaged by BRO. INS Cheetah, INS Guldar, INS Kumbir, they were decommissioned in Andaman and Nicobar recently after 40 years of service. Then Niti Aayog reported that over 24.8 crore people moved out of multidimensional poverty in the last 9 years. DEPWD and NHRDN, they have joined hands to offer employment opportunities for Divyangans. Then Niti Aayog and World Food Program, they launched a compendium on mainstreaming millets in Asia and Africa. D-Labs at ISB, they have launched Build for Billions jointly with RBI Hub and Union Bank of India. SEBI has allowed voluntary freezing of clients' trading account from 1st of July 2024. Karnataka Bank Limited and NBFC Clicks Capital, they have entered into a co-lending partnership for loaning amount to MSMEs. Then RBI, they have cancelled the license of Karnataka's Hiriyur Urban Cooperative Bank. Then REC Limited, they issued inaugural 61.1 billion Japanese yen dominated green bonds, and this is first of its kind large amount of these bonds that were recently issued. Then Taiwan Vice President William Lai Ching-te won the presidential election. Next is your Padma Vibhushan awardee and renowned classical singer Prabha Atre. She recently passed away. Then renowned Urdu poet Munawar Rana, he also recently passed away. 8th edition of Armed Force Veterans Day observed on 14th of January, and 76th edition of the Indian Army Day observed on 15th of January. So these were your important current affairs for the day, friends. If you find the session interesting, all you have to do is like the video and comment below and let us know what are your views for the same. Doing this will make me more motivated to make better content for you in the long run. Next, let's move to revision current affairs that will be very beneficial for your learning. First is exercise Sayo Kaijin. This was conducted off the coast of Chennai between India and which country? So exercise Sahyog Kaijin. This is the name of the exercise. This was held between India and which country? So Sahyog Kaijin was held between India and Japan. Right, this is our answer. Option 1. Location where this exercise was held, it was held off the coast of Chennai. Right, that was in Tamil Nadu. It was held from 8th to 12th of January 2024. This was the 20th edition of this particular exercise, Sahyog Kaijin. Right, and it was held between Japanese Coast Guard and Indian Coast Guard. Correct? Take a note of this. Then this last exercise this is the 20th edition, right? This was held in Chennai. The 19th edition was also conducted off the coast of Chennai in January 2020. Then apart from this, remember from Indian side, which Indian Coast Guard took part here? Shaunak, Shaurya, Sujay, Rani Abakka, Annie Besant, C-440, Matsya Drishti, Chetak helicopters, they took part from the Indian side. Then apart from this, if I ask you, tell me, International Kite Festival. In the last video, by mistake I said this was held in Gujarat. By mistake, yes, in Gujarat. But actually International Kite Festival currently it is going on in Ayodhya, and Ayodhya is in UP. Right? Then Ayodhya Airport will be renamed as Maharshi Valmiki International Airport. Correct? Apart from this, who has been recently appointed as the Vice Chief of Naval Staff? So Vice Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi has been appointed as the Vice Chief of Naval Staff. Then who has been appointed as the CEO of Indian Olympic Association? I repeat, CEO of Indian Olympic Association, Raghuram Iyer. Raghuram Iyer. Then who has been appointed as the CEO of Adani Ports? Adani Ports. Ashwini Gupta. Ashwini Gupta has been appointed as the CEO of Adani Ports. Next, which ministry launched 515 crore rupees solar scheme for electrification of houses in PVTG areas? What is PVTG areas? PVTG stands for particularly vulnerable tribal group areas. So recently, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they have launched a new solar power scheme with an outlay of 515 crore rupees, and it is for the electrification in the habitated areas of the particularly particularly vulnerable tribal group areas. This scheme was launched under PM Janman. Under this PM Janman scheme, this initiative was launched. What is this PM Janman scheme? It stands for Pradhan Mantri Janjati Adivasi Nyay Abhiyan Program. I repeat, Prime Minister, that is Pradhan Mantri Janjati Adivasi Nyay Abhiyan Program. This scheme was launched for the tenure, that is fiscal year 24 till fiscal year 26. If we talk about this PM Janman scheme, remember this scheme was launched in November 2023. It was launched by Ministry of Tribal Affairs, correct? And through the scheme, the government aims to reach the tribal groups and the primitive tribes. The focus here will be on implementation and providing benefits and to make the lives of these tribal areas or tribal groups much better, right? So coming back, it is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. They have launched this 515 crore rupees worth solar scheme for electrification of the houses in PVTG areas. That is, PVTG stands for particularly vulnerable tribal groups. This scheme was launched under PM Janman scheme, and this PM Janman scheme was launched for the fiscal year 24 to 26. The aim of this PM Janman scheme was to help the tribal groups and make their lives much better, and this was launched in November 2023, right? Next if I ask you, tell me, MS Swaminathan Award, who was honored with MS Swaminathan Award? Professor B.R. Kamboj was honored with MS Swaminathan Award. Then desert cyclone. This is an exercise conducted between India and UAE. It was held where? Location? Rajasthan. Right? Desert cyclone. Desert Eagle is also held between India and UAE only. Right? Then ISRO, they have launched Expo satellite using their PSLV C-58 rocket. Right? Next is which country in partnership with India launched Green Fuel Alliance India? So this Green Fuel Alliance India was launched by Denmark in partnership with India, right? Denmark, they have launched GFAI, that is Green Fuel Alliance India. This is an initiative to boost the collaborative efforts between India and Denmark in the green energy sector or sustainable energy sector, right? This initiative, Green Fuel Alliance India initiative, this was launched during Tamil Nadu Global Investors Meet. This is going on in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. This will support both the nations in their goals towards their carbon neutrality, right? And as the name suggests, this Green Fuel Alliance, this is basically to make sure that India also achieves their carbon target or carbon neutrality target, that is the year 2070. Correct? Next, if I ask you, tell me recently, when did we observe Copyright Law Day? Copyright Law Day, 1st of January. World Braille Day on 4th of January. On 1st of January, we also observed Global Family Day, right? Then National Birds Day on 5th of January. 8th of January, we observed as Earth's Rotation Day on 8th of January, right? Then next, remember, if I ask you Gemini is of Google, right? Gemini is of Google. Then next, tell me who took the charge of Western Naval Command? Sanjay Jasjeet Singh. Sanjay Jasjeet Singh took the charge of the Western Naval Command. Then next is your homework section. First, what is the IUCN status for Ganto penguin, which was recently seen in the news? Second, what target has the government set to reduce accidental death by 2030? Third, FASTag, recently seen in the news, works on which of the following techniques? Fourth, Farsi, Persian, recently seen in the news, is the official language of which country? Fifth, on which date the National Startup Day observed in India? We have seen this, right? So these are your important current affairs, 5 homework questions that I need to see, and I want all the students watching this video need to comment the answers below.
That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairscloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is Affairscloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.